The 2018 North Carolina election scandal: how safeguards protect democracy from ballot fraud. Free and fair elections form the foundation of democracy. Voters must trust that their ballots are counted honestly and that every election reflects the true will of the people. However, when that trust is shaken by fraud or manipulation, it threatens not only individual races but the credibility of the entire system. A prime example of this occurred in the 2018 North Carolina 9th Congressional District election, a modern case that revealed how absentee ballot systems can be exploited. The scandal resulted in overturned election results and a court-ordered new election, demonstrating both the risks of vote manipulation and the importance of safeguards like signature verification and public scrutiny of voter rolls to maintain electoral integrity. The 2018 North Carolina 9th District scandal: what happened? In 2018, North Carolina's 9th Congressional District became the focus of national attention after allegations surfaced of absentee ballot fraud. The race between Republican Mark Harris and Democrat Dan McCready was extremely close. Harris initially appeared to win by just 905 votes. But soon after, suspicious patterns in absentee ballots raised red flags. Investigations revealed that a political operative, McCready, working for a consulting firm hired by the Harris campaign, had orchestrated an illegal ballot harvesting operation. His team collected unsealed absentee ballots from voters under the pretense of helping them submit their votes. Instead, they forged signatures, filled in blank ballots, discarded ballots favoring the opponent, and mailed manipulated ballots to election offices. This was not a case of phantom voting, where fake voters are created, but rather a ballot collection scam, exploiting the vulnerabilities of mail-in systems. Ultimately, the fraud was so extensive that the North Carolina State Board of Elections refused to certify the results and ordered a new election, the first congressional do-over in modern U.S. history. How the fraud was detected. Despite the elaborate operation, election safeguards and data patterns eventually exposed the wrongdoing. A combination of statistical analysis, voter reports, and signature irregularities revealed inconsistencies that couldn't be ignored. 1. Statistical red flags. Election officials noticed unusually high numbers of absentee ballot requests in Bladen and Robeson counties, where Dowless operated. Even more suspicious was that a significant portion of those ballots, especially from Democratic voters, were never returned. This statistical anomaly prompted deeper scrutiny. Patterns showed that Dowless's team had collected large batches of ballots that disappeared or were altered. 2. Signature verification and ballot audits. Signature verification proved essential in identifying fraudulent activity. Officials compared the signatures on absentee ballots to the ones on file and found inconsistencies across dozens of submissions. Multiple ballots appeared to have been filled out or signed by the same hand. In legitimate mail-in systems, each voter's signature is unique and must match their registration record. This safeguard is one of the strongest deterrents against fraud, and in this case, it provided clear evidence that someone was tampering with voter documents. 3. Voter testimonies. Dozens of voters reported unusual interactions. Many said that campaign workers had come to their homes offering to help with absentee ballots. Some were asked to sign blank ballots. Others never received confirmation that their votes were submitted. Public scrutiny and media attention turned these testimonies into powerful proof, exposing how easily mail-in ballots could be exploited without oversight. The role of safeguards in preventing future fraud. The North Carolina scandal serves as a case study in how vulnerabilities can be exploited, but also how detection systems, transparency, and public vigilance can uncover and stop fraudulent behavior. To maintain election integrity, safeguards such as signature verification and public scrutiny of voter rolls are essential. These tools, when used effectively, make it exceedingly difficult for coordinated fraud schemes to succeed. 1. Signature verification, the first line of defense. Every mail-in ballot must pass a signature check before being accepted. Election workers use digital imaging systems and human review to ensure that signatures match the voter's official record. This process caught irregularities in North Carolina, where forged or duplicate signatures stood out immediately. Without signature verification, fraudulent ballots could have easily slipped through undetected. 2. Public scrutiny and voter roll transparency. Public access to voter rolls ensures that independent organizations, journalists, and political parties can monitor the process. This transparency encourages accountability and allows watchdogs to spot irregularities in real time. In the North Carolina case, public reporting and citizen complaints were crucial in bringing attention to suspicious ballot activity. Such scrutiny acts as a democratic safeguard, ensuring that election officials are held to the highest standards of integrity. 3. Ballot tracking and chain of custody protocols. Following the scandal, states across the U.S. strengthened ballot tracking systems, allowing voters to follow their ballot's journey, from being mailed to being received and counted. These systems empower voters to verify that their ballot hasn't been lost, intercepted, or tampered with. When properly implemented, they also make illegal collection schemes far riskier, since missing ballots or duplicate submissions are easily flagged. 4. Training for election officials. Even the best systems require knowledgeable people to operate them. Ongoing training ensures that election workers can recognize red flags such as handwriting similarities, missing signatures, or unusual patterns of ballot collection. In North Carolina, the experience led to improved training standards so that future election officials would be better prepared to detect early warning signs. Legal and political consequences. The fallout from the scandal was significant. The North Carolina Board of Elections held public hearings, exposing the full scope of Dowless's operation. In 2019, multiple individuals were indicted on charges including obstruction of justice, conspiracy, and possession of absentee ballots in violation of state law. Mark Harris, though not criminally charged, withdrew from the race, acknowledging that a new election was necessary to restore public confidence. The case became a national symbol of why election safeguards must evolve alongside voting methods. Broader lessons: transparency, technology, and trust. The 2018 North Carolina scandal highlighted that election integrity is not just about detecting fraud, it's about building trust. Safeguards like signature verification, voter roll audits, and ballot tracking don't only prevent wrongdoing, they reassure voters that every ballot is handled with care and that any attempt to manipulate the process will be discovered. Moreover, the case reinforced the importance of transparent systems. Public oversight, media coverage, and independent investigations all played a role in exposing the fraud. When voters can see the process, verify their ballots, and observe accountability in action, faith in democracy is strengthened. Conclusion: from scandal to safeguards. The 2018 North Carolina 9th Congressional District election stands as one of the most consequential election fraud cases in modern U.S. history. It exposed how absentee ballot systems can be targeted, and more importantly, it demonstrated the power of modern safeguards to uncover and correct wrongdoing. By highlighting the importance of signature verification, public scrutiny of voter rolls, ballot tracking, and strict chain of custody procedures, the case has driven reforms that make future fraud far more difficult to commit. Ultimately, maintaining election integrity requires vigilance at every level, from officials, voters, and watchdogs alike. The lessons of North Carolina remind us that democracy is only as strong as our collective commitment to transparency, accountability, and the protection of every single vote.